Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of the Daniel Hendrick Experience. I am super glad you're here and really excited about today's interview. But before we get to that, I just wanted to mention to those of you who have not become members yet or contributors, I would really appreciate if you go to danielhendrick.com and click on the link podcast and become a subscriber. It's only $3 a month, and we would really appreciate your support. So, today's interviewee, I'm super excited about. She is Mexican born from Tijuana, Baja California. Her name is Guadalupe Paz, an amazing singer. She is a featured artist at Bellas Artes in Mexico City. Just seems like every other month she's got a major performance there. And also, she's recently been performing the role of Frida in The Last Dream of Frida Kahlo and Diego Rivera with the San Diego Opera. An amazing, amazing production. And we're really excited to have her. She also sang Mercedes from Carmen with the San Diego Opera. And we're just going to get right to it and bring in the amazing Guadalupe Paz.
Hello.
Hey,
Hi, Daniel. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you. You don't know this, but I know you because remember when Florencia did this mariachi album?
Uh-huh.
I was one of the choristers there, and
Are
I
you
remember you
kidding?
sang with her, right?
I did. Yeah, and I wrote most of the songs.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. So we know each other. I mean,
Uh,
probably you didn't remember, but yeah.
Amazing. Wow. That's a while ago.
Yes. Oh, yeah, that was probably 2001 or 2002,
Something
something
like
like
that.
around that. Yeah. Yes.
Wow. So you know Jeff Nevin.
Yes. Well, not personally, but I know who he
Oh,
is.
okay.
Yes.
Wonderful. Well, my wife's cousin Lourdes Echevarria, you know her from Bellas Artes, right?
Of course. Yes. Yes.
She said to tell you hi.
Oh, thank you.
I
She's a
guess
great
she,
actress.
yes, she is. She's been
Yes.
in a lot of movies and TV shows,
Yes. And
and
theater plays. Yeah.
so anyhow, I'm glad you're here.
No, no, thanks for having me. It's an honor to be here because
Hmm?
I'm just starting this career here in the US. So for me, this everything is new and everything is, I don't know, exciting and
Just happening,
I just
huh?
feel honored.
So are you
Yeah,
living in Tijuana or in San Diego?
in San Diego.
Okay.
Yes, I moved here around 2010,
Okay.
and so yes, I've been living here. Yes, long
Wow.
time.
Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
And you're singing a lot with the San Diego Opera, right? You're doing the Frida there.
Yes, it have been so fortunate because I met David when he first, started with the company. It was like the first year he was there as a director. And I met him because I was doing the Palm Springs Opera competition. And I was so excited because I already had won a competition. This organization did a Rossini competition. And I don't know if it's still on because I'm not sure about it, but it was the first edition of the competition and I won. So they invited me to sing at the finals for the vocal competition, like the open for all the repertoire. And I was so excited because David Bennett was one of the judges, and I was like, yes, I'm gonna have my audition for him there.
And this is
So
in Palm Springs. Is that where you're talking about?
yes, uh-huh.
Wow.
And that's how I met him. And then he invited me because I told him, I live in San Diego and I'm originally from Mexico, but I really want to sing San Diego opera. So if you would invite me to do an audition, I would be very happy. And he was very, very, very nice and very kind to me. So I auditioned a couple times, and then I landed. The first thing that I did with San Diego Opera was Mercedes in Carmen. And then, just like out of the blue, they said, "Oh, we're commissioning an opera about Frida, and are you interested in singing in the workshops?" And I was like, "Of course, of course." I didn't know what it was going to become. This great, amazing opera about these great idols and icons in Mexico, and obviously around the world as well. So it was very exciting, this like the development and the enrichment that I got since the first time. I mean, I don't know, like development from, or the evolution from that audition, like asking the audition and then landing a leading role in the world premiere of an opera. So yeah, it has been amazing.
Wow. That had to be so exciting.
It was so exciting. And it was also, I was so afraid, because I was like, oh my gosh, I am singing a leading role in this with this company about this amazing painter, knowing everything that I know about her life and what she went through, and I'm a Tijuana born kid. I used to come and see the operas at San Diego Opera, and I was like, I cannot believe it. It was amazing. But it was very, very. I was so afraid. I have to
I
say the truth.
understand. I
Yes,
understand.
yes,
Sure. Amazing. Very good. And was Bernardo in that production with you?
yes. Also in Mercedes, he was one of the gypsies. I don't know what was Remendado. I'm not sure what the role, but yeah, I met him, and yes, of course, he's such an amazing artist and such an amazing person.
Yes.
He's great. Yes,
I was his first voice teacher for
really.
several years. Yeah, I heard him first at the Westgate Hotel with Julio de la Huerta. And
Okay. Oh, I know the guitar player. Yes,
yeah,
yes.
my mentor. And I told him and his buddy Brian, "Oh, you guys should be studying opera." And so one thing led to another. And
So he was not singing at all opera.
no,
He was just doing music, popular music and boleros and stuff like that, I guess.
exactly. Yes.
Wow.
So he studied with me like 3 or 4 years, I guess, something like that.
Wow.
Great kid. And now he's in Florida doing Frida over there.
I know. Another opera about Frida.
Right.
Yes. We're having a moment.
Right. So
Yes.
cool. Well, I don't know if you know, but many years ago, I was in the way before you were born. I won the Palm Springs Opera auditions twice, and then because of them, I ended up singing in concert with Nikolai Gedda with the Palm Springs Opera,
Oh,
and I sang with Richard Castley, and all of these famous opera singers came in, and because I was the prodigy, the 21-year-old, I got hooked up, and
wow.
they sent me to New York for the first time to study. But then years later, after I was singing around the world, I was a judge at the same competition. So
Yeah.
a lot of my roots in the opera world started from Palm Springs
And
Opera.
wait, I'm just remembering. You were the judge in another competition that I made.
Oh, really? Was it the
It
Nats,
was,
maybe?
yes, yes.
Okay. Wow, it's a
Yeah,
small world.
it is.
I hope I gave you a good grade.
You did. I was like, yay.
Excellent.
Yes.
And now look at you. You're a star over there at Bellas Artes. Do you know another one of my students, Jose Manuel Chu?
I met him in 2020 because there was a gala in a León, Guanajuato theater, which is a beautiful, marvelous theater to sing. It was
Okay.
constructed in 2010. It was very, very well built to sing. Amazing. It's like a
Wonderful.
bathroom. So you sing and like your note goes up to the
Oh,
last, yeah,
wonderful.
the last row. It's amazing. So they did a gala because it was turning 10 years, And I met Jose Manuel too, and I was really amazed about his artistry and his voice. And he is such a great guy as well. Yes.
Lovely, lovely, lovely guy. And we did several concerts together in Culiacan.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because
Yeah.
he's native from that town,
Yes.
right? Yes.
And you
Oh,
probably
wow.
don't know it, speaking of Guanajuato, but we just got back from San Miguel de Allende. And my wife, I think you know her, Pilar. She's a painter from Mexico, from Tijuana,
Uh-huh.
your hometown. But
Uh-huh.
we are moving in 2 months to San Miguel de Allende.
Is that right? Well, oh my gosh, that is a dream because I know there it's a town for artists. Like
Exactly.
many people from around the world, they live there, and there are a lot of like galleries and concerts.
Yes.
And I know San Miguel de Allende has this great vocal competition as well. So that's
Yeah.
great,
I'm
Daniel.
excited.
Congratulations.
I'm becoming a Mexican. Woo!
You were already a Mexican. Come
Tierra
on.
de mi alma.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
pretty cool.
great.
Pretty
Congratulations.
exciting. So let's talk about you. How did you get started
Okay.
in this whole singing thing? Did you start in the church or?
Yes, yes. My story began, yeah, in a children's choir in a church. I am the youngest of four siblings, and my brother and my sister, they were they auditioned for a choir, and they got in. I was so young, but I was really moved. I remember when I heard them sing sacred music, Panis Angelicus by Cesar Frank.
Sure.
At that tender age of 4 or 5, I don't know, I was like so moved, and it touched something inside me, I guess. And I told my mom, I want to enter as well the course. And she said, well, you're too young, probably you need to wait a little bit. So I
Mm.
waited one more year. And when I was 6, I auditioned for the director. Um, Oddly enough, this director was very much into the revival of sacred music in the Baroque period.
Wow.
So these children, or yeah, were singing Vivaldi, Handel, Bach, Palestrina, Mozart, Haydn. You know, I mean, not the most difficult vocal repertoire, but still is so different from what you hear nowadays in churches.
Yes.
So I entered there, and I stayed there until I was 18. So for 12 years of my life was that, singing the chorus. We
Mm.
rehearsed twice per week, and we sang at mass, and we did concerts. Obviously, we got, you know, the attention of some conductors in the area, or Tijuana. And we changed directors because, we grew up with him. And in a way, we were becoming rebels because, adolescents and young adults, they don't want to obey that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So we did the choir disintegrated, and then we asked another friend that we knew he was a good musician, and he played the piano, and we asked him to be our director. And we started in a new kind of like new phase of this course. Everybody was 15, 16, 18, 19, etc. I was the youngest always of the course. And we got the attention of one conductor that he's Pablo Varela, and he's nowadays conductor. He has the how say like the he's the teacher of conducting in the Conservatory of Matera, Italy. So and back
What is his
then he
name?
was Pablo Varela.
Okay. Yes.
Yes. So we got the attention of him, and he was like, "Oh, I really want this choir to sing." It was Vivaldi's Gloria, in D major. And the director at that moment, he said, I really want you to sing a solo. So I was like, yay, of course, I would love to sing a solo. And in that concert, there was a tenor in the audience. I was 15 or almost 16, I guess. And he came backstage. It was not backstage because it was a church where we did the concert. It was a sacristy probably. So he came and he was, I really think that you have a talent for opera. You have a beautiful voice. I was in shock. Then the director told me, well, this tenor is very famous and he's very much in making a career. His name is Jose Medina.
who has been on the show, by the way?
Really? Yes.
He's been on the podcast. We're friends from many years ago too. So
I know. He has been a great mentor, not always, not just for me, but for many generations now.
Yes, all of Tijuana, right? It's like
yes,
the
yes.
legend.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And then we started working because I was eager to know more about singing, and he said, please, I want to be your teacher. I want to teach you to sing and stuff. And I was so excited, because probably it was the first time that I got like a compliment about my voice. And it made me reassured my self-esteem or the value of whatever I had to share with people or the instrument that I had. So then he introduced me to Jane Westbrook. I studied with her here in San Diego. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And she wanted me to enter San Diego State University. So I applied, I got a scholarship, but I was an international student and my family didn't have the means to pay the tuition because for international students it's very, very high. Yes. And I mean, especially if you earn in Mexico, if you make a living in Mexico, there's no way you can pay a university in the United States. So the other option was to go to Italy. And this idea probably was planted in us by Pablo Varela and also Israel.
Okay.
Yes. So we went to Italy, my sister and I. We did some, first we did some like summer festivals of courses. And then we auditioned to enter the conservatory in Venice. And both of us graduated from Canto Lirico in
Wow.
Vicenza. Yes.
Excellent.
Yes. And after that, I was like, I was about to drop the career because I don't know. It is stages of your life, right? So I remember coming back to Tijuana in the summer, and I talked to a friend of mine who is an architect, and I was like, yeah, I don't think this career is for me. I don't think I have enough to stay in this career. And he said, I'm gonna pay you the airfare. Please go and do this competition, the national competition of singing Carlo Morelli in Mexico City. And then if you see that you compare yourself to other singers, and you will see, and you will find out if this is not for you. And probably his name is Armando Curiel. He was very involved in arts and supporting artists. And I mean, he did that for me, and that changed my life because I won the second prize in that national competition. So that assured me this is what I need to do, and this is what I have to do. So I kept studying. I went back to Italy, and then by the end of the career, I got into the Accademia Rossiniana in Pesaro. So I did the festival. I sang the Il Viaggio a Rhyme with a lot of young people, great singers in Europe, very young. And I got to meet Alberto Zedda. So that was a complete experience and amazing. It was amazing. It was like a dream. And then since I won the second prize in that national competition in Mexico City, they started inviting me to sing in Bellas Artes. And
Wow.
yeah, and since that 2008, I did my debut in the company. I sang the role of Olga in Yevgeny Onegin, and then almost every year I've been invited to sing with the company. So that has been my career there.
That's so well. That's a great place to do it at. That's for sure.
I know. It was an amazing experience. I mean, I remember when I went to the competition, I didn't even I couldn't believe myself that I was singing in the same stage that Giuseppe Di Stefano, Maria Callas, and all these great singers stepped in. So to me, that was such an honor. And obviously, whenever I go back, it still feels the same. I still feel so much responsibility and so much, and I feel so humble and honored to be there singing in that stage. It's just amazing. It's so majestic, this theater, and is full of history, and so it's amazing to be there.
How wonderful.
Wow, that's
Hmm.
incredible. I feel
Yeah.
like, as singers, I mean, I'm not comparing my short journey with yours, but I believe that first of all, it takes a village to become a singer.
Yes.
There's so many people involved to make it happen. People that believe in you, people that push you, people that sometimes do harsh critics, and it's good for you because it makes you face your limitations and also accept them and overcome them. But a lot of people that really help you to get whatever you are. And I also believe that singers, we do have the privilege of being on stage and having this amazing outpouring of love and admiration after we pour ourselves into the audience, right? So I think that's a privilege that not many in the world have.
Hmm.
And also the fact that everything is providential. Like, you met Di Stefano at a restaurant singing. So I mean, what are the odds, right?
Nada es
Um,
casual.
yeah, nothing is by possible.
Chance.
Yeah, but
Hmm.
like by chance. Everything has like a meaning, or I don't know. For me, I want to put the words that I see the hand of God in everything that I do, and that everything that happens for me is because he wants me to do that. And so he puts the right people around me. And I
Exactly.
just, yeah, it overwhelms me, really.
Hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent. So, did you have, like, for me, the reason I became an opera singer was because I heard the voice of Maria Lanza and it changed my life. And I said, that's what I want to be. Did you have a singer that influenced you that you said, I want to be like that mezzo or
um
soprano or tenor, whatever? I don't care.
yes. Well, in my case, my father loved opera. He loved
Mm.
Alfredo Kraus. He
Ooh.
loved Jose Mojica,
Ooh, okay.
Giuseppe Di Stefano as well.
Yes.
Obviously, he had the CDs, and I remember like some Christmas he would put the Three Tenors concert, and I was like, opera. But kind of remembering what kind of like did something or meant something is we were watching a movie about a Mexican composer that also was from Guanajuato, Juventino Rosas. And this movie was made by Pedro Infante,
Ooh,
this
love
actor
that
that
voice.
everybody
And
loved
singer,
him.
yes.
Yes. So I remember in one of the scenes, there's an opera singer, and she's very admired by everybody. I didn't know what she was singing, but she was singing Casta Viva. And
Ooh,
I remember
okay.
when I heard her singing, I was like, I think I can sing like that. I remember I went to the closet, I
Wow.
closed the door, and I started singing. study. Of course, when I need to go to the A's, my voice was not there. I was like, yeah, I don't think I can do it.
Okay.
But the color is, something like that. Um, but
Wonderful.
I don't. I remember like somebody that I heard in my youth would be like, oh, I want to sing like her. But when I started studying, Marilyn Horne was one of them. Frederica
Ooh.
von Stade, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Christa Ludwig,
Wow.
uh, and obviously Maria Callas, because everybody loves Maria Callas. Uh,
Maria
her
Callas,
presence.
who is that?
Maria Callas.
I've never heard of her. Ah,
Oh God.
just kidding.
Yeah, I
She sang a
know.
lot. She sang a lot with DeStefano.
Yes, yes.
Excuse me.
And bless you.
Thank you. Yeah, no, what a singing actress she was too. She combined both worlds. It was
Mhm.
amazing, amazing talent, and a legend now in the opera world.
Yes, she was a legend. I really, when I was young, I used to watch like there's like a biography of her, and um, I was really like hoping that Di Stefano would make her, heal and become
Hmm.
successful again, and she could have everything that she fought for in her career in the early years. But yeah, it was hard. It was hard.
Opera's like life. It
Mhm.
has a lot of tragedy, ups
Yes.
ups and downs. Hey, I have a recording of you, if I may play it, singing
Oh my God.
singing something from Carmen.
Oh, okay.
Is it okay if I play that?
Yes, of course. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Quand je vous aimais, ma foi, je ne sais pas, peut-être jamais, peut-être demain.
Thank you,
Talentosa
Daniel.
tú eres.
Thank you, Daniel.
Wow. Amazing. You
Thank
never
you.
know, right? I knew you way back when, and you never know when that person's going to turn into a superstar like yourself. So there you go.
No, no, I still need to you know, do this all this path. When I hear myself, I always think like, oh, I should have done this. Oh, not that. Oh, and then it's like always criticizing myself. So it's like it's hard to hear yourself.
There's always that, right?
Hmm.
There's always that.
Yeah.
And no matter how old you get, you always say, "Oh, I should have done that."
You never overcome this.
And then you get to a point you look back and you say, "Oh, but look, I did that. I didn't even realize that I was doing that."
Right?
When you get older, right? So it's like, wow. But anyhow, you have done really remarkable things so far with your career, and Bellas Artes has been like your platform to get going, and now San Diego Opera as well. And I'm
Yes.
sure before long you're going to be singing all over Europe as well. What do you think about that?
Well, yes, I hope. I hope. Yes. I I don't know. I've never been so ambitious. I was always thinking, as long as I have work, I'm gonna be happy. And probably has paid back because in a way, I really appreciate much whatever comes to my career or the opportunities that I have. And I can also tell you this story. When I first started singing and I took some lessons with Jose Medina, he was very much in the career. So he was traveling around the world and going to Germany, Italy,
Mm-hmm.
everywhere.
Yes.
And he said, I want you to do a competition because it's good that you have, like a goal and prepare.
Yes.
And I remember he offered me two arias. And I was like, okay. And I didn't really know how to read that much music. So I went by looking in the little notes, and I remember these little notes appear as well in Vivaldi or Handel. So it were kind of like melismatic or agility, right? So we're like, oh, probably this one. I think this one is good for me. So I chose that one. And he gave me a cassette. Oh my God, I'm telling my age now.
A
He gave
cassette.
me a cassette.
Wow.
And and in that cassette was Marilyn Horne singing Cruda Sorte. And
And it
as you
would
know,
and it would be in one of these old cases, right?
yeah, archaic.
Marilyn Horne.
Marilyn Horne singing Italiana Algeri, Cruda Sorte,
Ooh.
which, it was her role. She was
Yes.
Italiana Algeri. It was amazing. She was amazing. And 25 years later, because I know people from San Diego Opera, there's a amazing singer there as a artistic director. Her name is Melody Moore.
Mm.
So she knew Marilyn Horne because I think they did a concert together, or she sang a concert that she was preparing about Pauline Viardot compositions. So she's turning 90, or she turned 90 this year. And the person that was in charge of making a concert for her, organizing a concert for her celebration of 90 years old, he told her, well, the Mezzo Soprano just canceled, and so we're gonna do the program just the three of us. It was no, the four of us. It was two sopranos, baritone, and a tenor. And she was, oh, wait, let me ask somebody because I know she's a mezzo soprano and she spoke very well about me.
Yep.
And she said that I was a Rossinian mezzo soprano. So when she told me, well, there's this celebration for Marilyn Horne, she's turning 90, I was like, I screamed. I was like,
Yes.
and my husband was, what is going on? I was like, oh, you don't know. You don't know.
You were like, no manches.
Yeah, no manches. Yeah. And yeah, so things like that happened because probably I didn't dreamt big, and in a way they have happened to me. So I was singing in front of Marion Horn, Cruda Sorte. I'm sorry, the same area that helped me kind of like, it was my battle horse. That's how we say it. For many years, because when I was 19, my register hadn't developed that well into the high, like the head voice. So I struggle a lot with the high notes, and that area specifically goes up to F sharp. So that was a great area for me because it showcased that I have agility and low notes, and I still have like high notes, but just an F.
Yes.
So I wanted to sing that for her. So I sang that for her. And obviously I was dying of fear when I stepped on stage and she was looking at me and, who are you? And I was like, oh my God, my name is Guadalupe Paz. I'm a Mezzo soprano. And it was an amazing experience. Then I got to meet Martin Katz, her pianist for 38 years. And he told me, oh, you were so brave to bring this aria for her. I was like, oh, thank you so much. It was an amazing experience, really amazing. And I also got to meet Giuseppe Di Stefano.
Ha!
I went to his home in Lake Como. Can you believe it?
Amazing.
That was a crazy story. A crazy story. So I was doing one of these summer courses, and this person goes to his wife and he says, well, my friend is coming from Mexico. She's a great opera singer. I was not a great opera singer. I was just starting. And she's from Mexico. And I know you love Mexico because he sang a lot of operas there.
He did.
And she was very kind. And she told my friend, I'm going to give you the address and let's set up an audition so he can hear your friend. And I was there. I was hiding. Like, oh my gosh, are you gonna say that? Oh my
God.
So yeah, I landed into his home. Amazing. He had this Toscanini piano in there.
Amazing.
All the pictures with him and Maria Callas. Oh no, it was like a dream come true. So that's why I asked you, did you went to Lake Como?
I never made it there. Never did, but I'm jealous now. So that is an amazing story. You got to hang out at Di Stefano's house.
Yeah.
No, the only place I went to his house was his apartment that he had in Milano, right by La Scala and right by the Caruso Museum there.
Oh, wow.
Which was
what an experience, cool. Right?
Yeah. Pretty cool. So what's next for you with your career? What do you have any things coming up?
I didn't have an agency until last year. Okay. So right after I finished with the performances of Frida and Diego, I got to meet a new agency. They auditioned me in New York. Excellent. And I went to do auditions, and I am going to be performing in San Jose Opera.
Excellent.
This spring is going to be the opera Florencia en el Amazonas by Daniel Catán, which just premiered in the Met, right? So yes. It's the same opera. And then afterwards, I will have an engagement in Brazil. I will be singing El Amor Brujo by Manuel de Falla. And I will be debuting also with Philadelphia Opera, a new commission opera, a world premiere. The Listeners is the name of the opera. And in December, I will have a tour doing Messiah. So, and this is with Apollo's Fire. So it's I believe it's an orchestra with period instruments, and it's gonna be amazing, I guess. I really love also singing Handel.
So you're doing a lot of new works.
Yes. And I never thought I was going to do that, but now I feel it's very exciting to give voice to something that is just there written and be the new not have any reference, but just
You're the reference.
yeah, I'm gonna be the reference for that. Yes. So that is a privilege.
Interesting. Wow. And tell me, do you see Carmen in your repertoire in the future?
Oh yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Because
I really would love to do it.
yeah, because not only do you have the voice for it, which is obvious, but you definitely have the look for it as well. So
Uh,
it'd be
at least the
really,
Hispanic is in me, so
yeah, you
I would love
think?
to do it.
No.
Right?
We just flew in when we went to San Miguel de Allende. We flew in from Mexicali to Querétaro.
Oh, okay.
And then when I was in Querétaro, all of these memories came back because in 1993 or something, I was in Querétaro singing Carmen in the Plaza de Toros with a real bullfight. Yes,
Wow.
that was so cool. And many years ago, way before you were born, I don't know if you know, but Enrico Caruso used to tour Mexico singing Carmen in the bull rings.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, yeah.
Wow.
And so I felt, here I am singing Don Jose and Carmen in a bull ring in Mexico. It was so cool.
Wow. And who was your Carmen?
Markela Hatziana, I think was her name.
Oh, okay.
That was a long time ago. She was, I think, Greek or something.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But everybody was from New York, all New York singers. And I think we all had the same agent too, uh, which was back in the day, Lombardo.
Uh-huh.
So
Wow.
pretty
How
cool,
cool.
pretty cool
Yeah.
experience. And now I'm not going to live far from there. So there you go.
Yes. Querétaro is a town, my father's town. So he was born there.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, there you go. There
It's
you
a
go.
beautiful state. Probably in Mexico is one of the most beautiful, and it's full of history, and it's very um pacific or secure, I guess.
Hmm.
Because
Yeah,
there's
because of
this.
that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Kind of like Chicago, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, who knows? Maybe I'll come out of retirement and we'll sing Carmen in the Bull Ring in Querétaro together. So there you
Yes, yes, let's do
go.
it.
Well, I just want to thank you for being on the podcast today. I'm super proud of
Oh,
you for
thank
representing
you.
Baja California and representing San Diego.
Thank you so
Uh,
much.
I'm sure you're inspiring a lot of youngsters from Tijuana. Oh, before we go on with the ending, I got to tell you, we got to talk about this.
Yes.
My
What?
wife is from Tijuana,
Uh-huh.
but Tijuana, folks, for those of you who have an image of what Tijuana, Baja California is, forget it. It is not that anymore. This place is like the cuisine capital of the world right now. The food in TJ is just off the charts. Great. Restaurant after restaurant. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely. Yes,
So
absolutely.
incredible. And all of these really high, fine restaurants, which I'd be out somewhere with my wife and mi suegra, and we would see Jose Medina walking by and we would chat, right? But still, my favorite place of all in TJ, which I have sung a lot there, is Tacos El Gordo.
Yes, they are so good.
No tiene madre. And I've had tacos all over Mexico. Nothing like Tacos El Gordo. They do
Yeah.
something to it. I don't know what the magic is. And they have a Tacos El Gordo in Chula Vista, but it is not the same.
It's not the same. I know. I really love that they are doing the tortillas there, so you really get to taste everything. Oh, it's so good. Yes, yes,
But
I agree.
TJ,
And I believe also Ensenada, has great restaurants, and you could go. I mean, for half of the price or even less, to a great restaurant that you like. If you go to San Diego, you will pay like hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and then But you can cross the border and go and eat an amazing restaurant. It will be half the price, and also a great experience because I have to say, Mexico, one of the characteristics is that the people that serve, they are always eager to please you. And
Absolutely.
yes, so that's a plus. That's a plus.
Absolutely.
Yes.
One of the big reasons we're moving to Mexico is that.
Oh, I
Yeah.
wish you the best, and I many blessings for this new chapter in your lives.
Thank you. So
Yes,
I'll still be teaching online from San Miguel de Allende, and I'll be doing the podcast over there. So, but now I won't have a house payment. I won't have a car payment anymore.
which is great, right?
Gracias a Dios. Gracias a Dios.
Muchas felicidades, Daniel.
Yes. Well, folks, for those of you who have not read my book, please go to danielhendrick.com and click on the Know You Know link, and you can purchase a copy of my book. It tells the story of how I was an opera singer around the world, then I lost my voice, and then I got it back several years later and sang all over the world, and how I met my beautiful wife, Pilar, too. So, hope to see you guys again next time, every Sunday on the Daniel Hendrick Experience. And once again, Guadalupe Paz, super mezzo soprano, mexicana preciosa. Gracias por tu presencia.
Al contrario, thank you so much, and thanks to your audience for giving us this time to listen to my stories and your stories.
Yes.
It's an honor to be here, Daniel. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Thanks, everybody. See you next Sunday. Take a breath.